Ismail, pengarah Kolej Jenis Insan. Yang berbahagia Encik Nur Adlizan Tis, Timbalan Pengarah Kolej Jenis Insan. Yang dihormati Sister Heba, pelajar Universiti Sains Islam Malaysia, penyelaras Kolej Jenis Insan, pensyarah Kolej Jenis Insan, dan seterusnya pelajar-pelajar Kolej Jenis Insan yang dikasihani sekalian.
A very good afternoon to all members of College Jenis Insan. I'm Ilya.
Saya Anas.
And we will be your MCs for today's ceremony. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you to Majlis #KJI Pray for Palestine.
Untuk makluman para hadirin sekalian, objektif program ini dilangsungkan adalah bagi memberi pendedahan kepada seluruh warga Kolej Jenis Insan, terutamanya melalui inisiatif yang dilaksanakan agar keadaan di bumi Palestin segera pulih seperti sedia kala. Berat mata memandang, berat lagi bahu yang memikul. Peribahasa yang sudah masyhur kedengaran ini, wajar kita sematkan di dada. Usah jadi seperti katak di bawah tempurung kelapa. Pemikiran tersekat, tertinggal segala.
Let us continue our ceremony with a dua recitation by our fellow friend Eric Iqbal, a student from level 1.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. Kami warga Kolej Jenis Insan menadah tangan dengan rendah dirinya memohon kepadamu agar engkau memberi kesejahteraan dan keselamatan ke atas umat Islam di muka bumi ini. Turunkanlah pertolonganmu kepada mujahidin di Palestin. Kurniakanlah kemenangan kepada mereka dalam menentang musuh-musuh yang dilaknatmu. Permudahkanlah urusan mereka ketika berperang. Berikanlah kekuatan luaran dan dalaman untuk umat Islam bersatu dalam memerangi puak musyrikin. Kekalkanlah keamanan negara Malaysia ini serta hubungan silaturahim di antara setiap insan, tidak kira agama ataupun bangsa. Elakkanlah negara-negara Islam daripada dijajah dan diganggu oleh anasir-anasir luar. Ya Allah, ampunilah muslimin dan muslimat, mukminin dan mukminat, sama ada yang masih hidup ataupun yang telah pergi. Engkaulah yang maha mendengar, yang dekat, yang menjawab setiap seruan. Wahai pengkurnia segala hajat. Ya Allah, kalahkanlah tentera Yahudi dan tali barut mereka yang melampaui batas, yang telah membunuh saudara-saudara kami, muslimin khususnya di Masjidil Aqsa dan di Palestin amnya. Ya Allah, turunkanlah ke atas mereka dan sesiapa yang menjadi pembantu mereka azabmu yang tidak tertanggung oleh kaum yang zalim. Allah, forgive Muslim men and women, mukminin and mukminat, whether they are alive or have gone. You are the all-hearing, the near, who answers every call, O giver of all desires. O Allah, defeat the Jewish army and their transgressor, who has killed our Muslim brothers, especially in the Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Palestine in general. O Allah, send down upon them and whoever helps them your punishment which the unjust people cannot bear. O Allah, forgive us that what we have done in the past and what we will do in the future, and what we have concealed and what we have done openly and what we have exited in every single part of our life. Please give barakah into KJI and USIM students, staff, lecturers, teachers, and citizens. Hopefully, this college can achieve various successes for the future. Allahumma a'izzal Islam wal Muslimin وأذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداء الدين واحمي حوزة الإسلام واجمع كلمة المسلمين على الحق يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين في فلسطين وفي كل مكان وفي كل زمان. ربنا تقبل دعاءنا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alameen. Thank you, Arik, for the Dua recitation.
Hadirin dan hadirat yang dihormati sekalian, tanpa melengahkan masa lagi, saya ingin menjemput pelajar dari Asas 3, Dia Sarah, untuk mendeklamasikan puisi. Dipersilakan.
Thoughts of the innocent. Tell me the sins that I've committed to deserve such a treatment like that. Tell me the sins that I've committed. To whom may I have wronged? Tell me the sins I've committed to have my childhood destroyed. Barely a decade old, but I've experienced war like no other. The lullabies of bombings and jets soaring above are the reasons for the waterfall painted on my cheeks. An internal fear of closing my eyes deeply rooted within, for I do not know if I'll ever blink again. I wish I knew the last time my father hugged me. I would have never escaped from his gasp. I wish I knew the last time my mother kissed me. I would have never let her go. Such tears were not meant for the loss of my family. Such tears were meant for the loss of a favorite toy. Such blood were not meant for the mass shooting. Such blood were meant for the scraping of a knee. Such screams were not meant for the fear, because such screams were meant for joy and cheers. This soil that you have dirtied with the corpse and ashes of my brothers and sisters have never been yours to begin with. Can't you see? Are you blind? You are fighting for something that you will never become yours. And as long as my people breathe, this land will never be yours. Thank you.
Terima kasih Dia Sarah atas puisi yang diperdengarkan. Seterusnya, hadirin dan hadirat dijemput untuk menyaksikan sebuah video yang berkaitan dengan kejadian di Palestin.
The situation between Hamas and Israel is not a conflict. It is called an ethnic cleansing, where Israel attempts to erase Palestinian history by building on top of ethnically cleansed villages. To this day, Israel continues the ongoing evictions, home demolitions, and illegal settlement constructions.
Every day we tell each other that this day will be the last, and tomorrow we all can go home free, and all this will finally end. Palestine, tomorrow will be free. Palestine, tomorrow will be free. No mother, no father to wipe away my tears. That's why I will cry. I feel scared, but I won't show my fears. I keep my head high, deep in my heart. I never have any doubt about.
مرحبا مهند. الحقيقة انه احنا في قطاع غزة بنعيش ايام كتير صعبة. زي ما الصوت باين يعني بتكون قاعد وانت مش عارف اذا انت الشهيد الجاي او بيتك حيوقع عليك او لا.
You are stealing my house. And if I don't steal it, someone else is gonna steal it.
كل عام وانتم بخير. بس في عنا بغزة 16 طفل مش رح يلبسوا أواعي العيد، ولا رح ياكلوا كعك العيد، ولا رح يتعيدوا.
العالم والتاريخ جوا المسجد الأقصى.
امبارح تصابت 3 قنابل غاز، واحدة براسي وتنتين بظهري، وكنت خانق حالي وضليت أركض بس ما تحملت. مشيت مسافة طويلة وأنا بركض. آخر شي استنشقت الهواء وكله غاز، يعني الأغلب غاز، كله غاز، مش الأغلب كله غاز.
ترويع المدنيين أصف في هذا البرج كما نشاهد. عشرات الأطفال. إيش اللي صار؟ حذروكوا قبل هيك؟ حذروكوا؟
لا بعرف مش هتوصل.
إحنا هون بفلسطين حنضل صامدين لحتى يتحرر هذا الشعب العظيم.
Next comes the sharing session by one of our university students from Palestine. She has been in Malaysia for 7 years and is studying here in the Bachelor's of Architecture with an honors course. Now I would like to call upon Sister Heba A.M. Shehab, along with her cousin Rahim Al-Hirtani, who is currently in Palestine, to give their speech. Welcome.
Okay. Can you see me and hear me clearly? Salam. Can you hear me? Okay. A second, please. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thanks for all the attendees here with us today, being concerned about knowing. I can't. Sorry. Okay. So thanks for all the attendees here today, concerned about knowing what's happening in Palestine in general nowadays. And as the sister introduced me, I am Heba Rahim Shehab from Palestine, specifically from Gaza. And yes, I've been in Malaysia for 7 years. Yet cannot speak Malay, unfortunately. And I am USIM student, first year architecture student. And gladly I have joined this faculty, and alhamdulillah. So I'm here today to explain what's going on in Palestine today. You might not fully understand what's happening there. How did it begin? Wasn't it Save Sheikh Jarrah and now Gaza under attack? So I'm here to break it down a little bit, and hopefully I will deliver the right image of what's happening. So you might falsely think that it happened this May 2021, but no, it happened way earlier. It happened in the 1948 at Nakba, the catastrophe, when the Israel state was established. So it was happening, and it is still happening. Where in Nakba, at least let me give you a glimpse of Nakba. People were forcefully evicted out of their homes, their own land, their own homes. They were kicked out, and after a Nakba, so when people were evicted out of their homes, do you know where did they go? Well, some of them actually moved to the like nearby cities, but it wasn't their choice. Some of them were seek refuge in neighboring countries such as Lebanon, Egypt, and Syria. And those people, the refugees, there are about more than 7 million people, refugees around the world, and they aren't living a better life than those in Gaza. And we all know that Gaza is under attack and is suffering, struggling in there. And some of them did not, some of the people remained in their cities, but they did not remain there like safely or by their own choice. It costed them blood. It costed them awful massacres. So they have paid a high price to remain in their cities. And why I'm saying this is because this is leading to what's happening in Sheikh Jarrah today. So Sheikh Jarrah is actually a neighborhood in East Jerusalem. And you have to know that why I'm saying East Jerusalem, because you have to understand the map of Palestine. How after Nakba, it was divided. Palestine is literally divided into 3 parts, and illegally occupied. Some parts are, it's all of it is illegally occupied, but it was divided into 3 parts: Israel, Gaza, and the West Bank. So you have to know that Gaza and West Bank are called by the UN called Palestinian territories because they're illegally occupied, and Israel, of course, under the control of the Israeli forces or the Israeli government. So Jerusalem, Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood falls in East Jerusalem, and Jerusalem is part of the West Bank. West Bank is under the control, supposedly under the control of Palestinians. But then what happened is Nakba in the 1967, and what the occupation did is their goal was to take control over the whole Palestine, the entire Palestine. And they did so. It was never under our control. So they did take over. They did divide Jerusalem into Eastern and Western. So they took over the East, the West, the North, the South, everything, illegally occupying it. So Sheikh Jarrah falls in the eastern side of Jerusalem, which was supposed to be under the Palestinian Authority control. So they took control over it. And Sheikh Jarrah, what's significant about Sheikh Jarrah is it falls not only in the East Jerusalem, where there is a Damascus gate that directly leads prayers to Al-Aqsa Mosque, but it's also in the heart of Jerusalem. So if you're going to Al-Aqsa Mosque, you have to go by this Damascus gate, and you will pass by the neighborhood of Sheikh Jarrah. So they have an attempt to evict the people and allow the settlers to move in. As you might have seen the news, 28 families are about to get out of their own homes, the homes that they built with their own hands, that they have built memories in, that they have raised their children in. Generations have been raised there. So with a cold blood, trying to kick them out, and illegally, this is known by international law. What they're doing is illegal. Crimes being committed. So, so about 28 families are about to get kicked out of their homes. And yeah, I'm pretty sure you've seen the news and what's happening. So what first happened is people, of course, were unsatisfied. They wanted to try to defend themselves, protect the Palestinians that are about to be evicted by protesting in the neighborhoods and peacefully protecting unarmed civilians. So, like, can you imagine unarmed women, unarmed youth protesting there, comparing it to a full equipped army with throwing the stun grenades, throwing the tear gas, even spraying the protesters with the skunk water. Do you know what skunk water? It's worse than sewage. You know how terrible sewage smells like? Skunk water is even it contains chemicals, toxic chemicals that you know, the smell just sticks for weeks. So if you ask anyone from Jerusalem, how does Al-Aqsa smell in Ramadan, during Ramadan? And you have to know that this happens every Ramadan. Protests, events arise every Ramadan. They just find something in Ramadan and then start with these events. So it smells terrible in there. It just sticks to your clothes and remains there for weeks. So yeah, that's what was happening in Sheikh Jarrah. So after all the protesters, how they saw that the people are you know, just frustrating there, so they wanted to kind of punish the people and tell them, because they know that Al-Aqsa is a holy site for Muslims, and that if something happens to Al-Aqsa, we won't be silent. We will go there and defend it. So they wanted to change the compass towards Al-Aqsa Mosque so that people leave Sheikh Jarrah and stop them from spreading the news and, you know, sharing on social media, save Sheikh Jarrah and all that. So they wanted to change it to Al-Aqsa. So they went to Al-Aqsa and tried to enter Al-Aqsa Mosque, invade it, literally invade it, and throw the tear gas there. Imagine worshippers, peaceful worshippers in Al-Aqsa Mosque, praying, women, children, and some occupation forces, police forces coming into the mosque, invading and throwing the tear gases, the stun grenades, and preventing any form of medical aid into the mosque, like to help and assist the people. So people were, if there are any injuries, people were carrying the injured with a piece of cloth or something, because even the medics were, and the medics aren't safe there. They would throw the stun grenades at them. They would arrest. They don't care whoever you are, even if you're an anchor or you know. So yeah, that's how it has transformed from Sheikh Jarrah into Al-Aqsa Mosque. And then after what has happened in Al-Aqsa Mosque, the blood of Palestinians was boiling. They were protesting everywhere, in the West Bank, in Jerusalem, and even in Gaza. Gaza that time did demonstrate and yeah, in defense to what's happening to Al-Aqsa Mosque, and solidarity with Al-Aqsa Mosque. So one of the things that happened was, okay, I did not mention this, but in the West Bank, you are not allowed to move within the cities unless you get a permit from the Israeli forces. So imagine you want to go to Al-Aqsa, pray at Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is few kilometers away from your house, and having to go through checkpoints and roadblocks. How like how silly is that? It isn't silly. It is a big deal, but see how close we are, but how far we are at the same time. So what happened the next morning of their attempt to invade Al-Aqsa Mosque, which they already did, and it's not new. It happens every year. So people from other parts of the West Bank were trying to get to Al-Aqsa Mosque to protect their holy site, but the Israeli forces did not simply allow them. So what happened is the Palestinians from Jerusalem, because they can freely move in Jerusalem, they went there to help the people. Oh yes, before they go and help them, the people jumped off the buses because they were coming to Al-Aqsa Mosque with buses. So they jumped off and started walking. Okay, you don't allow me to go by cars? Okay, by buses or something? Okay, I'm gonna walk there. So so what happened is the Palestinians from Jerusalem went to help them and pick them up with their cars. If you see the videos, the highways, the streets were jam-packed with the cars, and picking up the people from other parts of the West Bank in order to get to Al-Aqsa Mosque. So they did bypass the Israeli checkpoint. They literally did not care, and they just lead towards the Al-Aqsa Mosque. So I think this is the time that Palestinians were just not gonna let this pass. Even the Palestinians in what's called Israel. Yes, as I told you that Palestine is divided into three parts: Gaza, West Bank, and Israel. But what they call it the 48 or the 48 people, because remember in 1948 people were evicted from their homes, so some of them remained there, and those people that remained there, they hold the Israeli passport, so they can't simply call themselves I'm from Israel, because there's no such thing. Israel, of course, it's not a pride or something. So we call them the 48 people. So even people living in 48 in the 48 were protesting. Those people that are supposed to have equal rights equal rights with the Israelis, holding the same passport, living together. And I'm not saying they're living peacefully together. Apartheid is happening. They are supposed to be treated the way the Israelis are treated, but they're criticized, they're discriminated, they are they are treated as a second class citizens. So even these people protested, which are, you know, it's like the 48, the Palestinians living in the 48 are a weakness to Israel. So if these people speak up, means that something is about to happen. Means it's a big deal. So everywhere, every part in Palestine did protest, did demonstrate, and it was just getting out of Israeli forces' control. The demonstrations are still and are still, you know, continuing till now. And I'm pretty sure you've seen videos, footages of how the Palestinians are trying to defend themselves with rocks. Can you imagine? Just rocks. All they have is rocks. Unarmed people in front of a soldier who holds a gun, and sometimes they shoot them with rubberized steel bullets, which is as fatal as a normal bullet. During the protest in Al-Aqsa Mosque, there were about 500 that got injured, and I'm not sure of the number of people that lost their eyes. Yes, they lost their eyes, and even the stun grenades. The stun grenades were, you know how the smell is just, it suffocates the people. So it's all, you know, nothing is done that is simple. Even stun grenades aren't simple. Skunk water isn't simple. So it's all a way of you know, committing it's all against humanity, but committing these crimes. Of course, Palestinian people wouldn't be silent and just watch what's happening. So then how did it evolve? Okay, it evolved from Sheikh Jarrah to Al-Aqsa Mosque, and then Gaza. How did Gaza come into the picture? Now, when they were protesting, they were calling for Gaza to respond. If you know that we have a resistance in Gaza, I'm not going into details, but we do fight, we do have resistance. They were chanting, Ya Gaza, mish yalla, mishan Allah yalla. Gaza, come on, for God's sake, come on. So they were waiting for the response from our resistance, and our resistance did respond by it is our right to defend ourselves. Our holy site, Jerusalem, Dome of the Rock, is being invaded. So it is our right to defend ourselves. So yes, our resistance did respond, and then Israelis, of course, did respond back. And if you see, Gaza has been under attack for more than 6 days, I guess now, and it is completely brutal. Like, can you imagine an infrastructure of a city that, you have to know that Gaza is one of the most dense cities, densely, like the population is about 200 million, 2 million people in Gaza in a confined space of 300 something square kilometers. It's, you know, so if they bomb a place, they literally like bomb. They literally bomb everything. The bombardment even is getting more aggressive, more violent nowadays. Yes, as I've said, the infrastructure of the city is being demolished. It's worse than it's ever been before. Gaza has been through 3 wars, and I have witnessed the 3 of them as a kid. Yet I can't fully remember the details, the sounds of bombs. I was talking to my cousin yesterday, and I was like, I can't really recall how did war feel like, because I was a kid and I can't really recall. But she said that you cannot remember fear forever. You can't be scared forever. You can't. Fear doesn't remain in memory. So now it's happening after 7 years. The last war on Gaza was in 2014, the first in 2009, and then 2012, and then 2014. So this 7 years period, people in Gaza were trying to reconstruct the city, and the city has developed way more than it was. So now it's even worse. There are 12 families in Gaza that were just wiped off of the, just they were murdered. They just were wiped off as in the civilians' records. 12 families, non-existent anymore. So what has been happening in Gaza? It's terrible. I'm pretty sure you've seen everything, and people are creating an electronic solution, amazing, to deliver our awareness of what's happening. I'm gonna say something that it doesn't stop here. Even Sheikh Jarrah, in Sheikh Jarrah, they have delayed what is it called? In the Supreme Court, they have delayed their time of eviction to the 30th of May, I guess, but so that they could so that people could forget, or just forget about it and let things cool down. But no, we should not stop it here. We should still fight till even beyond 30th of May, because it's not stopping here. So yeah, I would like to see Rahim, are you here with us today? That she could share on.
Yes. Can you hear me?
What's happening? Yes. What's happening in Gaza? It's better for her to share. She's in the event itself to give us a coverage of what's happening.
Hi everyone, I'm Rahim speaking from Gaza. Can you hear me?
Yes. I can hear you.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
So as my cousin Heba said, the Israelis attacks in Gaza started 8 days ago. In the last 2 days of Ramadan, we spent Eid during these hard days, and I will talk about the barbaric way in which they killed innocent children. For example, we have Fatima, a 9 years old, died when she was on her way home with her mother from shopping. She was buying her Eid clothes, planning to wear her best to reward herself after Ramadan. In another case, Ahmed, Ibrahim, and Muhammad, they are cousins. They were playing football in the street while they died by an Israeli airstrike. They were also planning to buy toys with the money they get as a gift from their relatives, like most of the children do. Like we know children will be happy in Eid more than us. But yet they couldn't. Their simplest dreams were shattered with them. Another story about Aziz, an 11 years old boy. He spent 10 hours under the rubble, and when he survived, the first word he said were, "Don't look for my family, all my family members are dead." Aziz was protected by his father under the rubble. Aziz's family's members are all dead now, but he is the only survivor. And so far, Israeli's airstrike killed more than 200 people. Nearly half of them are women, kids, and more than 1,400 are wounded. Many buildings are destroyed and damaged, as several main streets are destroyed, and features of Gaza are completely ruined. In case, so me and my family, do during these hard times, in case of any danger happen, we all gather and sleep at the same room. And to avoid danger, we open the windows so they don't fall at us, but in the same way, so they don't fall at us, we put a great heavy blanket on them, so they fall at us while we are sleeping, so that the blanket could save us. We took the chandeliers down. These are people in Gaza are doing. Like, most of them are gathering at the same room, sleeping at the same room, trying to protect themselves as much as possible as they can. For example, we have a lot of bags with the most important things that we need in case of if we had an emergency call, or if we had like emergency to evacuate our home or to leave. We have bags next to the door, like I said, with the most important things. Also have small bags that we carry along, that contains our passports, our IDs, and our money. So as I said, I don't have much to say. What I said is clear, and at the end we will remain resistance against the Israeli occupation. And thank you.
Right. I would like to add to Rahim, as she said, that our bags are packed and everything is ready in case of any emergency. My family and I were I've been here for 7 years in Malaysia, but my dad was here a year earlier than us. So we have left Gaza during war, the last few days of war. We were waiting for our passport, so our bags were packed just in case of any bombings, anything happens, we have to evacuate, as she said. So everything is prepared. So for our fortune, our passport, we collected our passports. They got ready when during the last few days of war, and it was a peaceful day. There were no bombardments or anything. So at that time, our bags were ready, our luggage was ready, and we traveled that day. So yeah, that's one of one example of how, at anytime you should be ready, prepared. So for our fortune, we're one of the fortunate people that we got to travel in such a war zone. I know, I'm sorry for saying war, because it's not a war. War is about asymmetrical and equal power, but we're not dealing with equivalent powers here, Israel and Gaza, or or something. So yeah, we are unarmed. They are armed. We only have our resistance. We only have our rocks to defend ourselves. So yeah, that's what I could say. And you have to know or have a look, a general look about what happens after this aggression. What happens is, um, well, there are UN institutions in Gaza, which they also get bombed. There are schools, um, hospitals. Yes, nowadays hospitals the roads that are leading to hospitals are being bombed in order not to assist people to reach hospitals or seek medical aid, like injuries and stuff like so. They're trying their best to murder the people and also just let them suffer to death. With not They want to prevent any helping hand. Just let it. So yeah, even now the electricity is being cut, water is being cut, and saying electricity, imagine what does electricity mean? The normal daily activities that you may have, like you're keeping your food in the fridge, anything that involves electricity, internet, or anything, any normal facilities that everyone should have the right to access, they're being banned now. They're being cut off. So apart from that, the mentality of the people there, how the psychological impact on the children specifically. I've seen that child with staring eyes, just staring eyes, a kid, just a few days ago, and it is terrible seeing him horrified, just staring, not understanding what's happening. It's like insane. And Reem has Reem, tell us about your the youngest brother, how he's reacting. He is only 11 months, and this is the first war that he witnesses. So
Yeah.
feelings.
So my brother Eunice, he's 10 years old, and it's not his first war. It's his second war. He was born in 2012, 2012 war, the last day, and he witnessed 2014 war. But as war could never get used to war or fear, so he don't really remember. And he was so young then in 2014. So the last 2 days, I don't remember when exactly, I was watching a video about the airstrikes in Gaza, and the video was so loud and it was scary. Like I couldn't watch it. Airstrikes are everywhere, and when my brother came, I switched the video off to see another thing on the internet. So he came to see what I was watching. So he took the phone from me and he returned to the video, and he watched it. I was trying to translate his act, trying to know what does he feel when he see these videos. Like, is he scared? Does he feel anything? And he watched the whole video and then returned the phone to me and said, "Oh, God, protect us." And that's it. I was like, this young man, what is he saying? Like, I'm scared. I watched the video and I'm scared. And he was so brave to do that. Like, I was so surprised about his reaction.
Well, your 11-month brother, how he's dealing with how he's reacting. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you were talking about Eunice.
No. That's good to mention. Yes. This is one of the examples of how kids in Palestine are they are, even kids are steadfast. We are the ones we are the ones that get, scared for their lives and be like, concerned that if they hear something, if they watch something, we get terrified, But for them, you see how he's praying that may Allah protect us. How they are conscious of what's happening around them. Yeah. So for your other brother, they were telling me.
Yeah, my 11 years, my 11 months.
11 months. Yeah.
Yeah. When he hears a sound or strange, like he don't know that these are bombs outside or rockets or airstrikes around him. So when he first hear them, he will just look with his wide eyes open, like what is happening? What are these sounds? Like until now, like he's scary. He's never used to the sound. Every time we and he hear them, we get scared.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So like,
I'm
is it
not
sound?
sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. Is
Ya
it?
Allah, sallam.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, it's all good. Inshallah, it's all good. Yeah, you see, so there, children are, regardless of the youth and the elderly or something, the children are those who are mostly like exposed to post-traumatic stress disorder. Can you imagine just the amount of children and a child who has lost his whole family? How would he react? What do you expect from him? Then being traumatized and not understanding what's happening around them. And why did it? Why my family? Why questions just arising in their head? And yeah, it's just awful.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, so yeah, it's something to mention that the people that got killed or they are not numbers. You should know. We all should know that everyone has a story behind them. A kid was going to buy clothes for Eid and then couldn't make it way back home because he was killed by a missile. And what's his fault? Just a peaceful child walking in the street, going to buy clothes for Eid, and this is just one of the examples. Um, so yeah, he is not a number. We are not numbers. Everyone has a story behind him. So that's all I could say. And towards the end, I would like to I know that all of you here are supporters for Palestine and you stand with solidarity with Palestine. But I would say it does not stop here. Our fight does not stop here. The resistance doesn't stop here. I would like to I would like to be to have continuous support. This is even if the aggression stops, we should stand in solidarity. We should constantly be in support with this humanitarian case. So I'm part of maybe majority of you Malaysians here might know Friends of Palestine Network, that we connect the Palestinians with friends from all around the world, where they provide any talent they have, anything that they have in hand to support Palestine. So if you have anything in hand, forms of support vary, but the case is one. So you can support with your voice, with your talent. If you have if you're a singer, if you're an artist, in any way you could support Palestine. So I would be glad if you join our network, Friends of Palestine, so we are raising awareness there, and it's a long-term network. So lots of Malaysians have joined us, alhamdulillah, and we are raising awareness. The message is being delivered, alhamdulillah. So yeah, I'm just saying that the support shall remain, and we shall remain resistant And the Sheikh Jarrah doesn't end here. It has started more than 73 years ago, and it is still happening. And yeah, we shall remain. The land is ours. We shall remain, and they shall leave.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sorry for interrupting, but can I ask you a question, please, sir? Can I ask you a question?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay, I think. Okay, first off, I'm sorry because I didn't use that background, but because I'm on mobile and you know Zoom meetings in mobile doesn't allow you to change your background. So yeah, here I am.
I even forgot about that. I'm sorry for the coordinators.
Okay, so I want to ask you one question. So as we know, Israel is like a USA's best friend. So they both are allies. So Israel gets so much supply from the United States of America. Meanwhile, Palestinians, they are best friends. These three countries have always been considered is Palestine's best friends: Turkey, Malaysia, and Indonesia. So each year they send a lot of donation to Palestinians. So how is it going? How's the donations? Are the donations still continuing? In what form? And how did the airstrikes and also COVID-19 have affected this? Many thanks.
Okay.
Rami and Khairi, to you.
Okay, so I agree with you. Indonesia, Malaysia, along with Turkey are great supporters of the Palestine case and Palestinian people. But you should know one thing, which is about the donations. Not all of the donations. I'm not sure, but what I know is not all the donations get to the targeted people. These donations are basically to provide them with facilities of education, to educate the people, to for example reconstruct their houses, provide them with food, the necessities, basic life necessities, the right to eat, the right to live, the right to get educated, donations for hospitals, for example, for medical aid. So these are the forms of donation, but not all of the donations get delivered to the right people. I want to go into politics that much, but not all donations get delivered to the people. So you have to seek the authentic organizations to donate. And yeah, did I answer your question? Oh yeah, how did COVID affect Gaza? Well, you know that Gaza is a very confined area, very, very small area. So COVID, you know how COVID is contagious, and if it affects you, it infects a lot of people. If you're in a small area, you're one person and 10 in the room, there's a high probability that they would get infected. So can you imagine people there packed in a small area, a small land? So there's a high chance that people would get infected faster even. And how when COVID hit the people there, they don't have enough medical tools in there. And Gaza being occupied, it is not allowed, or it's really difficult for them to be assisted from the exports and imports are being restricted. So it's not easy for them to get those assists from foreign countries. So it's anything regarding Gaza is terrible. Even the simple right to express themselves, at least express themselves what they want. They're not even allowed to express themselves, which is the simplest thing that the simplest right for every human being. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Also, the last part
My
reminds me
pleasure.
of, censorship, unnecessary censorships, and all the quote unquote communist stuff, the censorship,
Yes, the
like social
censorship.
media censorships and all of that. So, okay,
As
thank
as
you
you might know.
for
Yeah, you're
answering my
welcome.
questions.
Yeah, you're welcome. My pleasure. Any further
Please.
questions or?
For someone who want to add Sister Heba question, you can proceed to send the question to the chat. So
Yes, if you have.
any
Please send it in the
question
chat.
you will be put at the chat. Thank you.
So I have my friend Rahab from Syria. If I'm not mistaken, I think I knew her from her text. So she's saying, I'd like to add to what Reem said. I have personally been through the same situation where we had to pack our bags just in case. And I tell you, it's so painful and horrible. The thought that my last memory of this place could be under the rubble. Every time we look at these bags hurts a lot. You won't know how it feels unless you have been in a similar situation. Pray for them, please. They are living in terror. It's traumatizing. Well said. Thank you for sharing, Rahaf. If anyone has any question, please do not hesitate. Just drop it in the chat box.
Heba, hi, thank you so much for joining us today. I know it's a bit short notice, but hearing it from our Palestinian sisters, somehow it's more depressing. I mean, than watching it on TV. Welcome, Reem. We're so happy that you can join us. How close are
I'm
you?
happy to.
Yeah, how
What?
close are you with the places where the bombing happens?
The bombings are everywhere in Gaza. There is no specific place. Like we could hear it any time. But now because it's during the day, we hear it the most during the night because they have that specific way, or they have their way of terrifying us and make us more afraid and terrified by bombing everything during the night.
Okay. So, but well, at least you still have internet connection. You still have electricity at your place, right?
Yeah, yes, but not during the 24 hours. During 24 hours in the day, like the electricity is now the electricity now comes 4 hours a day. Internet is now like good, but not yeah, it's good. Internet is good.
So at least we really could not imagine. I mean, the situation there. Our students' internet is off for 1 minute, they will go crazy. Right? Children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to experience what you are feeling right now, I mean, it is just overwhelming, and like Rahaf says, it's traumatizing. So
Yeah, it is.
yeah, so that's why we are having this session today, so that we can listen to you personally, what you are going through, and so that our students can understand the struggles of our brothers and sisters in Palestine. So
Yeah, thank you. Question means a lot to us.
okay. Anas, I think if there are no questions, then maybe we can proceed with the next agenda. Again, thank you so much for Heba, to Heba, Reem, and also Rahaf, and all the our brothers and sisters who joined us today. We really appreciate it.
I'm sorry, Doctor, but there are two of our student that ask a question in the chat.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Proceed.
Someone has asked in the here. Okay. Someone else asked that how are other countries helping? Well, well, first in the current situation, how they're helping is simply by condemning what the Israelis are doing. But that is not enough. Talking isn't enough. Words aren't enough. I don't see any form of assistance um, that is really helping the people. I mean, words aren't helping the people. Leaders being, just condemning isn't enough. So right now, I don't know about the ongoing donations, but I would say that the people are helping. The people are making a change. But countries, by countries, you mean leaders? I haven't seen any effort yet, but condemning. What do you say, Reem? I think you're muted, or Reem, you're
Sorry.
muted. Oh.
Yeah, okay. So I was telling that people are supporting us. Like many countries around Palestine are the people in the countries are supporting. Like, but the governments are never helping. Like you feel that they are helping the Israeli occupation for what they're doing. Like sometimes they don't even let people support Palestinians in their own way, like like a social, like a news somehow, like news people they don't uh, share news about Palestine as they should. That's why we did what we did in social media. That's why people are now making their spreading the news in social media. So
They're trying their hard the best to promote propaganda
yeah.
and all that, but people are being silent. People are still raising awareness. Still, people are concerned, and we can see the demonstrations all around the world in London, Amsterdam, Canada, everywhere. So that's a great way of support. That's what matters. The people, what the people say, not what governments say, because they've been talking for years and they're still talking, and they will still talk. So what matters is the people themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. See if there are other questions. Um, Someone's asking, apologizing if it's a quite sensitive question, but how much only the area of Palestine that's really in held of Palestine right now? So he's asking for the area that is being controlled by the Palestinian Authority. Well, I would like to say that they're supposed to be controlled by Palestinian Authority, like Gaza and the West Bank, but unfortunately, the control is zero over them. They're illegally occupied and under the control of the Israeli forces. Um, Someone is asking if all Palestinians have electronic devices. Well, I'd like to let Reem answer, because I've been away for 7 years now. I don't know how if everyone holds an electronic device. So Noor, Reem, what is your response to that?
Yes, they do. Like phones, like they are affordable now. Like even kids have phones right now. But computers, I don't think so. Like they are somehow expensive. But for phones and yeah, they're kind of affordable in Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any questions?
Someone is asking, what is your opinion on a two-state solution? There is no two-state solution, my friend. It's never happened, and the land is ours. You're muted, Dream. Sorry to say, you're muted. I'm mute.
So you
Okay,
did
we can
not
hear.
hear my answer to the last question, did you? Was it
Sorry?
mute when I answered the last question?
Oh, yes, yes, it was muted.
Why didn't you tell me then?
Why did you? Sorry?
Okay, now you can hear me now?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so about the electronic devices.
Oh, the electronic
Yes, they
devices,
are
yes,
for.
yes, yes. Sorry, we have heard that.
You,
Now,
okay.
yes, yes, we did hear
Okay.
that. Coming to the next question. It's a bit lagging. Can you hear Reem? Because for me, it's quite lagging. Is it my network?
I think Sister Rim is lagging because my internet I still
Oh,
can hear you.
okay. Yes, I think her network is a bit weak.
Hello,
Yes, all the
guys.
situation in Gaza. Yes, we can hear you now. So yeah,
So,
what's your opinion on the
is
two-state
there any
solution?
questions? Hello.
Yes, can you hear me, Noor? What? Reem.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So what's your opinion on the two-state solution?
Of course, we don't agree with it. Like they came, killed us, and did barbaric things to us, and now they want to live in peace in a two-state solution. Of course not. Like we don't
Yeah,
agree on these things.
yes,
We just want
and
our lands back.
yes, and exactly. And even if the Israelis, the Zionists themselves, claim that they want a two-state solution, no, they do not want a two-state
Yeah.
solution. They hate Arabs and Palestinians to death. And yes,
Yeah,
I'm
they
saying
want
this
us
because
all that dead.
yes, if they want a two-state solution, then give us Jerusalem. Jerusalem is supposed to be under Palestinian control. It falls in the East Jerusalem, Al-Aqsa Mosque. Give us Al-Aqsa Mosque at least. That's our right to have it. That's our holy Islamic site. So it all indicates that nope, they do not want a two-state solution. They are claiming, and we don't agree with the two-state solution. We know that it is our land, and it shall remain.
I think that's why the feeling is very strong in Palestine, right? That the land is yours. Historically, it has always been yours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there are the proof evidences that say that we are the owners of the land. So let's not go into history because we're going to dig deep into history and eventually prove that we are the owners of the land. But no, they're trying to uh, just blindly say that yeah, it is their land according to their religion. There's no such thing that you own a land according to a religion. What such thing? Like it does not exist. It's nonsense.
Okay, so there are some questions here. I think okay, maybe you can reply on the chat box. All right. Okay. But Anas Jasni, I think we are quite pressed for time. Shall we continue with the next?
Shush.
Yeah.
We can continue with our program.
All right. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much
sis.
for the friends who have asked. Thank you so much. My pleasure.
Okay, thank you. Are we done? Because I barely can hear you.
Okay, you can stay online. Yes, Anas, continue.
Thank you, Sister Heba and Sister Rim, for the heartfelt sharing of Palestine. It touched my
Okay,
heart so
bye.
bad.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you for listening.
Stay safe.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Stay online. Because we.
Yeah, we're still here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seterusnya, majlis diteruskan lagi dengan pelancaran tabun insan prihatin bagi menolong kawan-kawan kita yang sedang bersusah payah berjuang di Palestin. Untuk makluman kehadirin sekalian, Tabung insan prihatin merupakan sebuah pertubuhan amal anjuran Majlis Kepimpinan Pelajar yang telah dilancarkan pada bulan Januari tahun ini. Badan ini diwujudkan sebagai satu usaha bantuan berbentuk sumbangan daripada warga KJI kepada saudara-saudara kita yang lebih memerlukan dana di dalam negara maupun di luar negara. Tabung insan prihatin di siri kedua ini disasarkan untuk membantu rakyat di Palestin. Diharapkan agar usaha murni ini mampu mengubah nasib mereka di sana. Untuk maklumat lebih lanjut mengenai cara menyertai tabung insan prihatin ini, anda semua boleh kunjungi akaun Instagram atau Facebook Jenis Insan.
So, this is how we can help. First of all, dua. As you all know, dua is a mighty weapon of Muslims as stated in a Sahih Hadith. Dua is the first and most simple step we should take to help our brothers and sisters in Palestine, because the only one that can truly help us is Allah.
Secondly, we can use all our platforms to spread awareness. Whether it's on social media or through papers or news, it does not matter as long as we get the truth traveling to every person. Awareness is very important as it educates and updates people on what is currently happening in the world, which in this case is the herbicide and genocide of Palestine. Today, news spread fast, especially with the help of modern technology. Everything is at the tip of our hand. It is our responsibility as Muslims to identify the genuinity of any news that we receive. We cannot simply just believe, trust and share without checking the sources first. In fact, Allah has mentioned in Surah Al-Hujurat verse 6 that we are obliged to investigate the news that we receive. Imagine how much damage we can cause if we share fake news around.
And finally, once we are aware of the current situation, it is a big help if we can donate to our fellow companions in Palestine. Be it money, or food, or clothes, they need our help right now, and every donation counts. If you are unable to donate, you can share legitimate donation organizations, and that is also a big help.
We implore you to take this situation seriously and lend a hand in protecting the rights of our fellow brothers and sisters in Palestine. Imagine being at their place. If not us, then who? Starts with you.
Now, the audience is invited to watch a special video made by the Majlis Kepimpinan Pelajar for our brothers and sisters in Palestine who are facing a very difficult challenge at this time.
Assalamualaikum to all our Muslim brothers and sisters in Palestine. We are from College Jenis Insan USIM, and
we want you to know that no matter where you are, no matter where you come from,
we will always support you and we will always pray for you.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. We won't give up. The spirit within this self won't fade at all. بالروح بالإيمان بإسلام بالدم نفدي كيا أقصار. With spirit, with iman, with Islam, with blood, we protect you, Ya Aqsar. Hashtag KJI, pray for Palestine.
Read carefully.
Pray for Palestine.
KJI pray for Palestine.
Pray for Palestine.
Hashtag KJI pray for Palestine.
We stand with Palestine.
إنما المؤمنون إخوة. We stand with you, Palestine.
We always pray for the freedom of the Palestinian people.
Let's pray for Palestine.
Pray for Palestine.
We stand strong together till the end. Pray for Palestine.
KJI pray for Palestine.
Pray for Palestine.
Pray for Palestine.
We hear you. Hashtag KJI pray for Palestine.
Palestinians, they need love.
Save Palestine.
KGI pray for Palestine. Hashtag Free Palestine.
Together we are supporting Palestine.
Pray for Palestine.
Hadirin sekalian, akhirnya tibanya masa yang dinanti-nantikan, iaitu sesi pengambilan gambar dengan semua pelajar sambil memegang kertas hashtag KJI Pray for Palestine. Hadirin dan hadirat diminta untuk membuka kamera masing-masing.
Okay, semua standby. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Sekali lagi. Okay, sekali lagi 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, last. Okay. Okay, last 1. Jadi 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, terima kasih.
We have come to the end, and we would like to apologize for any inconvenience caused during the ceremony. Thank you, and we hope to meet again in the future, inshallah. And so, I would like to end the ceremony with Wabillahi tawfiq wa hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you.
Thank you.